Boom! Hello. Hope you enjoyed that. Second track I've made for this. Whatever this is. Hello, how are we doing? We all good? There's the Chib, there's the Dark, there's the Christy, there's a Miss, and there's a Knife, which is always scary. I'm glad you like him. So, yeah. Welcome back. The microphone stand's wobbling. I don't know if that's making any noise. Is that making noise? Hopefully not. Yes, so, hi. Hello and welcome. How are we all doing? Let's get some good old Adrian von Ziegler going on in the background. Because I don't have enough music to be serving as background music. Also, turns out, from the last stream, the stream we did on Sunday where I was playing Undertale music, turns out one piece of Undertale music got claimed on YouTube, which I'm trying to edit out, but YouTube's not making it easy. And of all ones, it's Core, which is just music that plays in the background of an area. It's a bit weird. It's a banging tune. It's alright. You're good. Found out they removed the stupid mechanic to get the Zodiac Spear in 12. Cool. Is that good? Hopefully that's good. Hopefully it's good. Yeah. So welcome back to 16 Symbols, where we're trying to write a story. Yeah, that's about it. So let's hop on over to this scene, if I remember correctly. Yep, there we are. So last time, the summary is on exclamation mark symbols if you wish to have a recap of the last 3 streams. But last stream, we introduced a group of hired goons designed by... Oh, this is... I should add their names now that we know them. Let's just grab a thing. That's a colour. Sure, why not? This is Wick. That's designed by me. This is Grigori. Designed by @JustMissArt. This is... What was this? Was this... Bran? Was it? I know it was similar to Brad. Yes, Bran. Okay. So this is Bran, and their familiar Lenore. Possibly. Said mechanic. There are 6 chests which you must not open all throughout the game, and you have already opened one. Marvelous. Okay, Bran and Lenore. And then there is Gabriel. Company property. Is it Gabriel with an E or an A? I'm gonna go with an E. I don't know my scripture. And they're guarding the medicine that we're looking for on the train. We ask if we can have some. Turns out that didn't go well. And we had a bit of a fight. And it didn't go too well because Stoker friend over here got separated from us, and they cut the train off, and now they also broke the engine on the half of the train we're in, which presumably is the back half. Otherwise, how are they going to get away? But yeah, now we've lost the medicine and the Stoker and the ability for locomotion. So, you know, that's not great. We did have a little discussion in Discord as to what the villains are doing at this particular moment in time. We came to the conclusion that they had to contact head office to work out what to do now that they've accidentally abducted a child. And where was the drawing I did? Did a drawing based on something people were saying. There they are. They're all squeezed in a phone box. Trying to make a call. I don't know why Lenore has such a big head. Didn't notice that till after I posted it. But whatever. So this is what the villains are doing. Should point out, if you want to do a cutaway to see what another group of people are doing somewhere and it's just stuff, just plot, then that could be part of a plot symbol. So, you know, there's at least one Final Fantasy that I base this on where a plot symbol involves like 30 different scenes happening one after the other, all in different places. So you can do a lot with the plot symbols, what I'm saying. Yeah. So that's that. Let's get rid of that. Don't need that anymore. Our property is person, Robo writes. We were thinking outside the phone box when we took the kid. It was only when we went inside the phone box that we realised we don't have space. Yeah, so that's that. Now I need to get back to where I was to open up this, which is the plot. There it is. Ruined my timing windows, honestly. Wish we were outside the phone box right now. Yeah. Oh, Chibi, or so other things that have happened in this time. Have been. Let me open up other stuff. 4 people have done drawers. Windows. I've been a Windows update and everything is wrong. Okay, some things that have happened include, well, I don't know if I showed this on the last stream, but this is Oobs's design for a villain. This is, I believe her name is Cat Pitilist. And I imagine she is by far the most competent of the villains, the one who actually knows what they're doing. Although I imagine Bran is also quite competent, just surrounded by idiots. Then there's also Christie's villain design. There they are. I believe as yet unnamed, but and unmet. We will meet them at some point. I am sure. And they also have a scooter or something. How do design? How do indeed. And Chibi did a bunch of stuff on stream on Thursday, including some more scooter designs and a design possibly up to Mrs. Discretion, that's the word I'm looking for, of possibly Grigori's familiar, Greg's Ori. Cat Pitiless because subtlety is for loser, indeed. Bran is competent, so they just aren't interested. Whereas Wick's the other way around. Hello, you're back. Twitch kicked you out. Oh no, how dare you. Here is a design that Chibi did, possibly for the familiar of Grigori. This is Greg's Ori. It's the thing what Chibi drew. So if you like it, I'll stick it in there somewhere. I believe I said at the time when Chibi was drawing this that they should be aware that when it comes around to me actually drawing this, it'll probably just end up looking like a cone with boxing gloves, but it'll be fine. There's also some cool designs for like shrines dedicated to the god who turns out to be Grandma Bonk, who is a god of healing and nursing and such. Friend suggested familiar as a pufferfish kept in a goldfish bowl. Wonderful. Because the image is silly. I think we mentioned that as well. If somebody has a familiar that's a fish, do they have to just live by the sea? Oh, it was a shrimp, wasn't it? So the idea of a familiar being a shrimp or a prawn. Yeah. Many silly things were done and said, and a lot of stuff was talked about. The potential for villains and the potential for the whole Grandma Bonk thing and potential for the evil opposite of Mo and what they're all about. But we haven't got there yet. So, shrimp god, indeed. Yeah. So, I guess we better actually try and get somewhere. So, we're on to the next location, and we're about to find out whether it's a nice location or a not nice location. I'm going to guess not nice, because the system I had set up tended to alternate between nice and not nice. Not always. You can get 2 or 3 in a row, but, you know, we've had 2 nices, so it's probably not going to be a nice place, which is fine. We can, you know, the train can break down in the evil Forest of Doom or whatever. Not the Forest of Doom, that's... Well, I don't know, maybe pals in this story, I don't know. Yeah, so what do we got? Where are we? We are in... I mean, I know what it... No, it's a square. It's a bad place. We're in a bad place. Metaphorically and physically. You got a pal on the brain? Possibly. It's quite a short place. There's only 5 things to happen here. But then again, one of those 5 things might take a year. So I need to now sort all this out. Give me a second. I planned this. New dungeon. Then 4 caps. Cap. Cap. And cap. And if I save this, hopefully things don't break. Hey, look at that. Wonderful. The place has a 9-hour-long cutscene. Great! Fantastic. Hey everybody, you've got homework. Draw that cutscene. Right, okay, that's that. Save. There we go. Back here. Right, so where are we? Again, literatively, and figuratively. Literatively and figuratively. Where are we? Oh, this bodes well, doesn't it? We're in a place that's dangerous. Things want to hurt us here. This is not a friendly town. Or even a friendly forest. It's an unfriendly forest, or an unfriendly town, or a dungeon, or a cave, or the people in the back half of the train have suddenly started to decide to attack us because the train broke. I don't know. What are we doing? Thank you for the posture reminder. I'm already slouching. I have some padding on this chair so it's more comfortable long term, but that means that the arms are now too far away for me to use as armrests. So what's the point of them? They're just getting in the way. The last one would make sense, but it's probably also the least interesting. I mean, we could get chased out of the train, but let's try and think ahead. What do we need to now do? We need to get the train up and running, yeah? So presumably we're looking. Are we going to rely on the MacGuffin symbols for that? To try and get the MacGuffin to make the train work? Because we then have to wait for a MacGuffin get symbol and a MacGuffin use symbol. And I don't know when they're going to come up. This might be halfway through the game. But I guess we don't need to get a MacGuffin. We could learn how to do it through other shenanigans. We don't have to get a piece or something. You know, the simplest thing would be like, okay, we got Lenore, flew in, grabbed a vital component of the engine and just sort of flung it into the forest, and now we've got to find it. That's like a simple thing. That is a simple thing. There you go. That's the end of that thought. I said it as though there were more things to be said, but there weren't. You like that? Okay. So we could be going through the forest. Evil forest of evil. Anything special about this forest? I mean, I'm only saying a forest because we came from a forest town and we didn't move far. But the train could stop in the middle of a desert. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. I think we're still in the foresty area. Okay. So we're wandering through the forest, I guess. Should I reveal the next symbol to see what's going to happen first in the forest? Because I guess being introduced to a new place could be plot, I guess. So we can sort stuff like that out. But let's see what the next thing is. Just so we know what the first thing's going to happen. Well, it's not plot. Oh, okay. It's a fight. All right, then we have a boss is the first thing that happens in here. So let's design a boss. Are we meeting Pal and their parents? Unless we fight them. Oh, we could be. Well, no, we'd have to be introduced to a new character, wouldn't we? The forest stops abruptly on a steep slope. Let's not fight Pal. Boss. Load. Go. And go. There we go. Right, okay, well, we enter the forest and immediately we're attacked by something. We just finished a boss. Only this one we could win. A troll guards the train bridge. That's not a terrible idea. Yeah, could design a troll. I like that. This is the fight that brings up your spirits. We're not useless after all. Something along the lines of your haunted stump Pokemon, maybe. We could just have that as a random enemy. It might be nice to do a stream every now and then where we just design, like creative streams where we just design enemies that aren't bosses or whatever. Maybe we can fight using these items not used for fighting. And then there's just Kajiro behind you going, I have knives! Okay, I do like the idea of bridge troll. You can do something like that. Who knows if the next symbol is a new character joins our party. And we can't get off the train. The train's like stuck on this bit. That's what. And we can't get off without an altercation with the trolls below. You literally have weapons that cause actual damage. Bonking is not enough. Bonk. If now hypothetically one does not know much of the Pokemans. That's alright, we made them up. We're sorting out pizza, what did you miss? We're in a new dangerous location and we immediately fight a boss. Our first thought is, well, no, our fourth or fifth thought is bridge troll. So here's a little river down here, and we're like, yeah, maybe we can jump off. Maybe there's a safe passage down to the forest where we can find this missing piece of engine. So here's a question: what exactly are the train dads doing right now? What's their reaction to this whole thing? Are they angry at us? Are they angry at the villains? Do they know what's going on? Because they're still here, I assume. They're in this half of the train. Troll what prays bridge under a bridge? Isn't the bridge a multiplayer game? Maybe there's more than one troll. Family of trolls. Yeah, presumably they're still around. The train dads. Perspective. My own worst frenemy. So yeah, we can jump down that, can't we? And we hear growling noises. Have we told them what's going on? They probably have noticed that half the train is missing. Otherwise, they just saw them leave with their child and then come back without their child, which is highly suspicious. Yeah, we can probably point out pretty easily, hey look, there's half a train missing and we don't have the stoker, so it's clearly not us that did that. Bridge, Ridge, Idge, and Doug. How would you how to hands? Maybe we can go down there. She points with her broom. So I was all ready to go home and rest up. No, what would Grandma Bonk think? Good gif? It's too small. I have only a small screen. Mo's having a day, absolutely. You know what Brad's thinking? He just wanted somebody to help him with bread. Gil is severely inconvenienced by this whole thing. There's no way the letters are going to arrive on time now. There's just some couplings or something. I don't know what's going on there. Right. There's a fir tree forest, don't worry about it. It's a fir tree. Something like that. Christmas. It's the trees that I had to draw hundreds of in After Dusk. Right, forest, done. Trolls! Fred's having the worst day, he also got travel. I forgot about that, yeah. He's probably relieved at this point. Gil is just mildly bothered by it all. I think Gil's just like... I have no sort of backup plan for this. I must work out ways of getting this train moving. Letters must be delivered. Like, they're not robotic, but they are quite single-minded. Fir trees are nice. It's scale trees you have to worry about. Well, we'll get there, I'm sure. Oh no, they're already here. Scaly trees. And we're in the lizard forest. No! There's the big old stone bridge made of stones and all that. And down here we have some trolls. What do trolls look like in this world? I don't know. Or this world's equivalent of trolls. Just things that live under a bridge. I didn't plan for the train getting stolen and destroyed in my travel schedule. That's quite inconvenient. Dog-like. Oh dear. Also, hello, Oobs. How you doing? Giant chameleons disguised as trees. You can tell because it's curly at the top. Then snails. They could have shells on their back. I don't see why not. It's an interesting design. Are we going for the sort of rocky troll or the sort of insert another musical reference. I mean, my immediate reaction whenever I want to draw something, some sort of big lumbering creature, is to go like that. The Rocky Horror Picture Troll. I'm not drawing it wearing Tim Curry's outfit from that film. Chibi can only do so much kinky fan art. Coward. 2 people calling me a coward, lovely. 3, marvellous. If they're snails, how do they keep up? They live under a bridge, so they don't have to keep up. I think they're snails, but they do have, like, the snail's house. Like, I think it'd be nice to give them, like, a big shell or something. Could have, like, a large creature with a sort of big shell. How would you make that look interesting, as it were? I mean, they're already... Is this going to be our basis for the head, or is this it? They look like this. These are the trolls standing on a pile of bricks. It was a never-ending story. Snails are fast. I haven't. I watched the beginning bit. It was going on too long. Right, let's not do that. That's what the baby looks like. How about actually sort of, because it's pretty big compared to these, so let's make this slightly smaller. How about a thing like that? Then you have like a big old neck or something. Very sort of brutish. Big creature, but the shell's on the head. You love the troll? Oh, okay. Well, I'll bring it back at some point. I'm gonna suggest a main, but guess this is the kind of main. This is a hard main. This is a protective main. Here you go, Teefs. That's just for decoration. It's like one big horn. Think of it as a big horn. You're going to post your vision in Discord. Ooh, vision. Capitalized. I hear a rumbling on the bridge. This sounds like Rog from Trapdoor. So you're rumbling. Hello. How you doing? What are you doing on the bridge? Look at me, furry. Furry plus shell, does that work? Who's that trip-trapping over my bridge? Is that you, Bert? Is it a shell or is it a horn? Why not both? I don't know. Maybe we could have like some sort of horns growing out of this bit. Maybe what? Oh, it's trapdoor. Oh, globbits. It's our own fault we disturbed their home by stopping our train on it. They just live there. They're like hermit crabs? I think it grows. Oh, oh, ooh, 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 oops, oops. Pizza time, you shall return. You shall return. Haha. Have fun. Maybe it won't now. I do like that. Does look like a random enemy in this forest. I will, you know, or they could be an accomplice. It's a two-part fight. They're friends. They were hanging out. They were playing bridge. So take it as a serious suggestion, though. It's too late. Like You can judge anyone, Dark. Mister, I have a sexy Fernad as my screensaver. For some reason I want him to have a stick. Stick with a shell on it. What's shells going on here? Also immediately presupposing the gender of this troll. Also presupposing that they have gender. It's just a wibbly wobbly stick. Mr. I have a pin-up sim shirt. I'd like to remind everybody of the drawing that I was asked to do for them for oh no, hang on. Oh yes, that was posted, yeah. So the drawing I did for Dark for Patreon last month. So we know their tendencies. Featuring bonus Kiro, which is always good. Also Big Chip. Right. Love Kiro, always. And it is stick because snails are sticky. Just miss out here, spitting truth. Okay, so random boss fight having occurred, for this is it. Apologies for not knowing anatomy quite as well as Oobs. The Shell Buddies have had their bridge game interrupted. By the way, feel free not to feel bad about any of these bosses. We don't have to kill anything. We just have to fend them off. They don't have hands. Close enough. It's the same species, or they just happen to live together? No, they're just playing bridge. We have troll snail shepherds. No, they're just friends. And this one just has a stick. Because, you know, maybe they find it difficult to walk. Usually quite damp conditions under bridges. They're not properly maintained, you know. There you go, it's the site of our first wild boss fight. It's like how badgers and foxes live in the same burrow, do they? I believe Badger's one's called a set, isn't it? So it's one of those weird words. Just set. Why is it called a set? Why is it? Burrow is a perfectly acceptable word. Sorry, I'm just looking at Oobs' contribution again. Looking at the bits that Oobs did well and I didn't. I.e. the drawing. Something to do with hunting. Well, let's hope they can get a set in bridge. Do you get sets in bridge? I don't know. I don't know how do you play bridge. I don't know enough about bridge. Fox chases the prey into the hole and the badger kills it. And then the frog comes along and they have a wild adventure in an old car. So, okay, well, that's the thing. Does anything else happen there? If this is character joined your party, I'm gonna be very annoyed. Oh, the squirrel. Do we beat them in a game of bridge? Maybe. There's a bridge mini game that you can play after you bonk them. That's fair. That sort of thing happens. Ah, you've bested us. Don't suppose you could best us in some other way, like joining our bridge game? They're not actually here to fight. They're just here to recruit people to play bridge. Still don't... Weird sort of thing going on here. Not sure what it is. That makes more sense. Yeah, sure. Some more weird little armor plating, sort of. No, that looks like Dragon Ball Z. So what you're saying is it's one of those you bid them and they join the party sort of fights. I don't know. Has the train stopped or have we still got power? I imagine we can't move the train. And we're trying to find the piece that was that Lenore the Raven nicked and chucked away into the forest. But it just so happens that when we jump off the train, we jump into these friends. Larry, they don't want to play. Be quiet, Archibald. Pretty sure bridge is a 4-player game. There's only 2 of us. How do you play bridge? Am I thinking of whist? I don't know. No, of course, if I type in bridge, I'm just going to get a bridge. Now on the game. Oh, it said bridge whist. Okay. It's a type of whist. No? Auction bridge. There's so many types of bridge. Singaporean bridge. Chicago is a bridge game. Rubber bridge. Duplicate bridge. Contract bridge. Auction bridge. Well, there's so many bridges. Okay, whist has 4 players, so I'm going to assume bridge does as well. Okay, so yeah, Chippy says 4-player. Which one's Archibald? I will leave that to you. See, Snail has goofer brains. According to the Dutch Wikipedia page of Bridge, the card game, it's 4 players and you play in teams. Oh, okay, so they have a team, and they're just really trying to find another team to play against. That makes sense. I like that. Is it like Manilan? It's a type of envelope, isn't it? I have no idea what that is. It's welcome to the world of card games where nobody knows anything because there are 7 billion of them. And they're all whist, apparently. Yeah. So that's that. But that happened. Should we move on? Should we see what happens next? Maybe there's more involved with these friends. I don't know. Who knows? But for all we know at the moment, we jump down, we have a kind of a fight where we best them, and then they're like, oh no, you have bested us. How can we ever repay you? We have cards set up. FFSQS, hey, that it made me laugh. I can't remember what I said. Join the party. We'll see what it is. And then we'll decide whether or not these characters have something else to do. Oh, it's another fight. Anyone want another boss? Well, we had all the characters, now we're having all the fights. This is a different random fight. So I'm glad, I guess, good thing I only drew in half of this picture. Serendipity, it's... So we jump off and we're like, oh, we'll fight the bridge game. Okay, I'm perfectly happy for the boss fight to be a bridge game. Why not? It's a Belgian thing. You're bad, you said nothing. I mean, you know, it could spread. I've played Final Fantasy VIII, card games spread. We get attacked by wolves and now we have to work together. Mm. So are we suddenly playing bridge under the bridge? Who's playing? I'm assuming Mo. Gil's probably disinterested, so we've got to teach Brad how to play bridge. Yuki are these fools. You've activated my trap card. This is bridge. You googled it and you have heard of it before. No idea how to play it though. It's called Klaverjassen in the Netherlands. Lovely. Cool. Okay. Are we doing a proper boss or are we doing bridge? I'm gonna draw them playing bridge anyway, even if that's not the boss. Okay, so here's like a big old piece of stone.
It's time to DDD duel.
DDDD duel. Some stones. We're playing bridge. Little Brad learning how to play bridge. It's like quite big, Brad.
You don't stand a ghost of a chance, Archibald.
Like, I imagine, because on the face of it, why would we do this, right? But maybe they say, well, we come off and we say, hey, have you, we're looking for a thing. It got thrown off the train. Have you seen a shiny thing? We're not entirely sure what it is, because the only person who did know what it is in the other half of the train, whizzing off in the other direction. But there's a shiny thing we lost. Do you have a shiny thing? And they're like, we have a shiny thing, but if you want it, you have to play bridge for it. And that's what that's about. Whether or not it's the thing we're looking for, we've got to play bridge. You honestly think it'd be really funny if Gil was just like, okay, it sounds fun. And the others are just, there are more important things going on. Well, they challenged us, can't let that go. That sounds gilly. No, you don't understand, the game's... A game has been set, people have asked for a game, the game must be completed.
You're a third-rate bridge player with a fourth-rate deck.
Ooh, pretty sure the deck... Now that I'm saying that, I'm not pretty sure. I'm going to stop that sentence there. I know nothing of bridge. I'm pretty sure it was the basis of an episode of Poirot once. That's it. Gil just wants to play a game, they don't care. So who is in this? Is it episode of what? Poirot. Poirot. He's Belgian. Don't you know? Poirot! Oh, I'm gonna have to do my video on Poirot, aren't I? I have an idea for a video on Poirot and it's terrible. No, you don't know. Is that a joke? Difficult to tell. Okay, so who is? It's not. Okay, right. Good, because it wouldn't have been a good one. Murder on the Orient Express? That's a good one. Death on the Nile is another one. Wow, rude. It wasn't a joke. I'm being rude to the version of Chibi who made that joke, who isn't you. Well, that didn't work. Oh, that's because it's the link to the page with the GIF. Any websites, honestly. Catchy title, though. Gijify.com/gajif/fangirling-Yu-Gi-Oh!-PJEMXKKRTAC6K. I love that episode. Just a reference, you think teammates are supposed to sit across from each other while playing bridge. I'm glad you said that now. Thank you. Twitch broke. No, your link isn't the link of a GIF. It's the link of a page containing a GIF. Because GIF websites do that. And it's annoying. He has a movie and the funniest part to you is people calling him French and he's like, no, Belgian. He does, yeah. He gets very annoyed when people call him French. I think that's like the first thing he says in the first story. So someone says, you're all French. He's like, no, madame, Belgian.
My grandmother's deck has no pathetic cards, Larry. But it does contain the unstoppable Exodia.
These are words. Blue Eyes White Dragon. I know that one. Oh, there we go. Ooh. I need to have this adjust Frame Man, please. Frame Man does not like Yu-Gi-Oh! Nor me looking at it. I'm going to click on it. Why don't I just click on it? Then I can see what it is. Oh wow, that's... wow. This is just something just disintegrating. Lovely. Frame Man, frame me a man, da-da-da-da, frame me an other that up. Evers. We're going up there just for the sake of legs. Out of the what now? I'm going to assume these legs end in buttocks. That is an assumption. Most legs ended in feet, but tish. Or should I say tush? Oh no, the legs. That's not the first time people have said that on my stream. I'm looking at you, Executioner's Chariot. I don't know how many cards you're supposed to have in bridge. How do hands? Do hands? You weren't going to bring up the chariot. Nobody can bring up the chariot. Snails do have feet, well, and foot. There was that post, wasn't there, on doing the rounds on Tumblr of what if snail but legs, and then what if snail but dog? What if snail with legs acted like dog? When you went to the chariot, first thought was Thunbird. Oh, that's fair enough. You can afford do hands. I've been saying a lot of stupid stuff this stream. I'm glad people are laughing at it. Well, is this how we expected this stream to go? We're now under a bridge, playing bridge. With a snail with legs and a troll with a snail head. Apparently during bridge everyone starts with 13 cards. Okay. Perfect. Oh, is it one of those things where you got to get all the cards out of your hand or something? Or is it a trick-taking game, maybe? That makes more sense. You're just learning about bridge. See? No one can say these streams are not educational. Anyway, back to snail legs. Cast game! Quick question. Given that there are 365 days in a year, and people always say that there are 52 weeks, even though there aren't. But 52 times 7 is, what, 364? That's one off, right? There are 52 cards in a deck.
I can.
You can. You can what? 52 cards in the deck, 52 weeks in a year, right? Why don't we just label all the weeks with a card? So we have, you know, we divide it into the 4 seasons, diamonds, hearts, spades, and clubs. Of 13 months of 4. Oh no, the seasons wouldn't work like that. But you can work it out however you want. You can either do 13 months of 4 weeks, or divide it into the 4 seasons, depending on the suits. But then you've got like a day left over, and that can be like the Joker day, or 2 Joker days on a leap year. So why don't we do that? That makes more sense than the weird system we got at the moment. I'm gonna give him big old round feet. Like an elephant. But yeah, 13 months of 4 weeks, and then there's just a day left over, or 2 days on a leap year. And then that way, every month will be 4 weeks long. We'll know exactly how long a month is. It'll be like January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, November, August, September, October, November, December. Shmanuary, or whatever. Think of all the art prompts to draw a card a day. I was considering doing that next year, actually, but when I came up with this idea, I was like, So who's playing chess? Is Gil here? I think Gil might be here. Now that's some mammoth legs. Ha 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 ha. How about while Brad and Gil are playing cards, Mo's actually off doing something useful. While the boys will play. To be fair, Brad didn't want to be doing this. Gil's just like, you play with me. I need a partner. Come here. Ah, classic. Classic Von Ziegler. Brad's just like, as long as we're not moving. Comforted you on the train, now you play with me. Bridge, you play bridge, just for clarification. Well, it does know the forest stuff that grows there. Yeah, maybe they're off looking for something to help people. Maybe a bunch of people on the train got hurt because of runaway train syndrome. I don't know why I called it syndrome. So this is one fight. What's the other? I think we have a fight properly, and then we do, and this is the second one. Or we can have another fight with Mo out in the forest or something on their own. I would say maybe this is where we meet the evil Mo, but then that would be a plot significant fight, I guess, rather than oh yeah, hang on, I haven't updated the thing. There we go. Yeah, and Brad's just like, I'm also here, and they did not plan me. I'm usually the tall one. I don't really know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. Smile and nod. It keeps cutting between these knuckleheads playing cards and an actual fight to the death. Yeah, I like that. Brad is baby in this card game. Brad is literally here to bake bread, and that's it. And they've been thrust into this adventure, and they don't like it. But they're glad they're playing cards rather than you know, fighting things again. They were there to protect people out of instinct, but now they've got to do things out of choice. They're a bit like, I don't know. Everyone gets to see except Brad. I bet if he was sitting down, he wouldn't be able to see the table. Probably more accurate to do that. Trying to draw something dumb, but it requires remembering what people look like. That was my morning. Constantly looking up references of your characters to squish them in a phone box. Let's not decide that too early. Maybe we'll get a third boss fight symbol. Maybe. Maybe trained ads are cheering Brad on. They're giving him... They're like up here, just sort of giving him little tips. Nice. References, please. Yeah, you can open it up there if you want. There you get the idea. He's like, get back in the train. Stop this. What have I told you about playing cards against creatures of the forest? Always do that? No. You haven't updated the art folder in the Drive 16 Symbols Discord. Now it had most of the art character art in it. Cool. I've been trying to keep tabs on it locally as well. Just so it's right next to where all the other stuff is I've got to keep track of. Okay, so let's just get rid of some stuff. It was a waste drawing all those cards, wasn't it? And Wonder Mammoth Foot. See, the problem with this draw through is that almost every single thing we've drawn so far, I just want to do a proper version of it. I just want to turn these into actual proper drawing. Also, love is having a nap. Blah, blah. Now I know he has 13 cards because you drew them. It's yeah, he does definitely. Don't count. Jibby, you're a life save. You know, something was attacking me, and you rolled a 20, and we got out of there unscathed. What's that painting of dogs playing poker? It's very that. Only it's snails playing bridge. Okay, well that's happening. Suddenly bridge game. Is Morph actually doing a proper fight at this point?
Stop bullying me.
I'm not bullying you. Oh yeah, that's helpful. Yeah, pinning the website I set up to keep track of all these things. Probably helpful. Would it be helpful to have a like a sub page on there with character art? Would people be alright with me doing that? Posting their art on the website with links, obviously, to socials or what have you. This is a Renaissance painting in the making. It's something, yeah. Yeah, why is that so? Oh, this is a bank. No, it's not a bank. Oh no, that's because that's part of the tree. Yeah, I thought that was the bottom of the trunk then. There's the bottom of the trunk. There we go. That's supposed to be like. I mean, it's bad. Don't get me wrong, but not quite as bad as I thought it was. Lines, enough lines. It does the job. Alright, cool. Because then that way you can have sort of like everyone can see the original designs of people and all that sort of stuff, and it's there if people want it. Sorry, I'm just immediately taking over Chibi's. Hey Chibi, you know all that time that you spent setting up a Google folder? Well, I'm not going to put everything there, just so people know what the characters are. Or who the characters are, I should say. So they're playing bridge and Mo is running around some great beastie she accidentally annoyed. Possibly, yeah. Yeah, are we doing a monster here? A beast? A big old beastie? Give that a quick save. If so, what? Big old beastie. Maybe we thought they were the troll, and now we meet the troll. You're telling me that the bridge game was not considered part of a boss fight? This is a JRPG. We need some random boss monster out of nowhere. I mean, that's what the orange symbol is for. The orange symbol is for a boss fight that comes out of nowhere. That doesn't have anything to do with the story up until now. It just arrived and we fight it. The red one is for plot stuff. So, you know, characters we fought before, something important to the story, people we know, whatever. And then the purple one is lots of bosses in a row. So that's fun. Haven't got one of those yet. Looking forward to it. Beastie. Should we do big troll? Big forest troll. Something big angry and upset, it got woken up by the train. That was what I was going for with the proto troll. But posture. Thank you. I really should make a spare drink. I always seem to be running out quite early. So how about like sort of I don't know what I'm doing. Our villains aren't competent because Mo is the only competent person in this party. Absolutely. Like, between Mo and Bran, they're the only ones who actually know what's going on at the moment. Eventually we'll meet Kat as well. She'll also know, but that's about it. Everyone's incompetent. It really is a JRPG. No, keep the H there. It adds to the sense of exasperation. A jar. A jar. Jar har fiddly dee. This thing's made out of rocks. It's a big old rock monster. Perspective, though. That was a mistake. See, I always just go for, like, standard bipedal. Is there anything else we could do that's more fun? I mean, it could literally just be stuck in place. Just like, it is just a big rock. It is embedded up to the waist. In the rock that is itself. It's like, oh, you... I was about to give it a West Country accent as though it spoke. I don't know. I don't know anything about this. I've just come across it in a forest. I'm not going to make assumptions. Very Shadow of the Colossus vibes. I should play that game at some point. It looks interesting. I've already had the end spoiled, so. As I have with so many games. Just got big old rock fists. Meanwhile, the bridge game is going splendidly. Meanwhile, there we go. This is my default idea for a big boss in the middle of nowhere. Glad I did pointy trees. That gives a sense of perspective. That's definitely how that perspective works. Don't worry about it. Is it that you were the shadow the whole time? No, that's Limbo, isn't it? It can move like a big ape, moving mostly on its back legs, but using front legs for support. Legs? It's tripedal. It's fine. It's tripedal and igneous and ever so slightly magnetic. But I didn't use to play games, but now I want to from the start problem. Perspective in this is just make sure you have it, everything pointing up somewhere over there. That's the idea. Can't really say it's ever succeeded this quickly, but usually takes a lot of finagling. But here we are. It does the job. That doesn't make sense, because Mo's there, so it should be at least as wide as Mo. Then again, I've walked along country trails that are narrower than I am, so... And also covered in brambles and stinging nettles and all sorts of horrible things because the roads are not maintained, or the paths, I should say. There you go. There's a boss. You've had my one idea. Now get ready for your one idea. Does the tabard tie at the back? I guess no. No, it would carry on. Right. Maybe it ties there. Or just wraps around there. I don't know. Oh, hang on, she's wearing a backpack. That solves the problem, doesn't it? Yeah, that'll do. Fine by me. How to defeat rock with broom? I don't know. Gumption. Sheer gumption. Ah, that's a big rock giant. Here is a better version of what I did. Yeah. How to defeat rock with broom. How does this fight go? What's happening, eh? What's happening here? Trying to think. Bear in mind this is a two-person fighting team. We have both Mo and Flo. So Flo can do something while Mo's distracting it. You know, they're probably... Oh, Frame Man. How do you defeat Frame Man? This is a question that has been bugging... Travelers for a while. JRPGs. What I'm saying is Frame Man's here. Hopefully he's not interrupting things. Nothing's changed on screen, so it doesn't matter all that much. I don't know, maybe it's one of those things where they just... Turns out this thing can't see. And that's just how you get around it. You knock the moss over its eyes and it thinks it's gone blind. And you move on. Got a proper goth situation. Maybe. I mean, I'll go with that. Sure, why not? Is the music still playing? Yes, it's just a new song. I still have the snail up. That's just still there. Sees through tremors in the earth like Toph in Avatar. Oh, okay. So you just gotta tread very lightly. Or wear 2 bigger mushrooms on your feet. Walk around on a sponge. Also, I have no idea what you just said, so... References! There's a Cabbage Man. I think I know that. I have been equated to Cabbage Man before. And that's as much as I know. Or be a snail. Well, that's how they've evaded being attacked by this thing for so long. Not sure how the big one is, but the soft mammoth feet. They're quite spongy. I don't know. Maybe the snail lives this side of the bridge, and the snail troll lives the other side of the bridge, perhaps. Should we get a new symbol? Let's get a new symbol. We find an abandoned snail shell. Ooh. Is this kind of the opposite of your normal early Final Fantasy boss, which is like, hey, when it goes in its shell, don't hit it. And we're doing the opposite, which is, hey, if I hide in a shell, you can't hit me. I also like how we're coming up with ways for these fights not to end in things being killed. So we're just trying to find ways around them, which I'm a fan of. I very briefly, I say very briefly, I spent about 6 months on it. Designed a game where a game with this sort of combat and stuff, where there was always a way of just getting around the boss rather than fighting them. Or you could fight them. It's up to you. So I'm always up for that sort of thing. Right, next symbol. What are we doing? What's next? Come on. Probably won't do the whole column this time. If it's another boss, right. I'm going to be displeased. It is not another boss. That's good. It's not plot. Oh, does that mean there's a character? It might. I don't know. What is it? What is it? Oh no, it's not. Is there anything here? Oh. We have yet to have a mystical mumbo jumbo event. Okay. Something mystical and mumbo jumbo is about to happen. Mumbo jumbo. What's happening in this forest, eh? Forgot about that. Pacifist run. We could try to sneak away by timing so it's tremors and moving between. Ah, okay, one of those things. Is it mumbo jumbo you see? Yes, it is. So, for reference, the mystical mumbo jumbo tile means a piece of plot is going to happen that makes no sense according to everything we know about the world so far. So, for example, that would include suddenly going back in time in Final Fantasy VIII, discovering that your entire past was made up. You stole it from somebody else, as in Final Fantasy VII. Pretty much every plot point in Metal Gear Solid as well. Kink Ninja coming along. Kink Vader. That's probably mystical mumbo jumbo. Immortal cyber ninja who I don't know, it's weird. And the attack of the midichlorians at the end. Also falling through time, that happens as well. In Final Fantasy VIII, I should say. Discovering that the villain of the book is a chicken. That's something that happened as well. Don't bring up King Vader. King Vader will be brought up regardless. I could say something or I could say nothing, and King Vader would always be brought up. In more ways than one. Some people might take that as you agreeing that you want to draw King Vader. I'm not drawing King Vader. We haven't been introduced to a new character. We're fine. So we need a mystical mumbo jumbo event to be occurring here. Steam King Vader appears through a time portal and tells the party to not do something, which they will end up doing regardless. Sounds about right. Don't agree with him, Christy. Don't encourage him. He's the devil on Chibi's shoulder, not mine. So far, of all the things the Dark has asked me to draw, Kink is not one of them. So, let's not bring Steam Kink Vader into this story. And again, like, even if we did, we would have to assume that that character would never appear again, because they do not count as a character, according to the runes. None can contain Steam King Vader. He's a whole new level of hot and steamy. Is he like the Kink version of Gilgamesh? Where he's just travelling from dimension to dimension, but via kink rather than the void. People who didn't watch the Metal Gear Solid draw through, probably very confused at this point. People who did, probably still confused. Kinky Mesh. Here's a kettle. Is Steam King Vader is made of a kettle? It's like the armor. What are you talking about? We're talking about King Vader. It's fine. Change King Vader with someone else and it's still the right kind of mumbo jumbo. Yeah. What's your way of conducting magic, Kink? I'm a kink mage. Oh no. Their weapon's definitely a whip. Enough of this. Today is International Asexual Day. This is not what we should be talking about. Speaking of Gilgamesh, in FF12 he has swords from every previous game, such as the Buster Sword and the Gunblade. Neat. He can do that by travelling between the world. Asexual people can be kinky. I guess so. I don't know. I'm not, is what I'm saying. I'm asexual and I'm not. Thus, every asexual is like that. That's how it works here. I'm taking Gregorian leaving. And you would be right to. Okay. Okay. Mystical mumbo jumbos are hard, because they're usually either a reference to something that's going to happen later in the game, or an explanation of something that has already happened in the game that was inexplicable. So yeah, you honestly have no clue for what magical mumbo jumbo is going to happen. Like, I guess what we could do is we could just set up something that even we don't know what it means, and then at some point we have to resolve it. Little challenge. Serious stuff, maybe this is when we crack out the old god granny? Maybe. Some sort of connection to that. So what would happen in this instance? It can retcon the 3 villains being on the train? Explain. Explain yourself. Or don't. It's up to you. You have control over you have autonomy over your text in this chat. It's entirely up to you. Who am I to be telling you what to do? I'm just somebody who doesn't know what he's talking about. A Rouge Tomato comes running through the forest and says not to do something bad or bad things will happen. Not to do something or bad things will happen. Verbatim, that's what they say. They say exactly the words, don't do something or bad things will happen, and then runs away. We say, don't do what? And they say, something, I've forgotten. And then they leave. Or Mo wins the fight by some power she has no control over. They do that in Legend of Dragoon. True. Does it turn out that they're a Dragoon? I'm just guessing from the title. Three villains fell out of place, but through some shenanigans, they knew we were coming and were sent there to stop us. Oh, I see. So it can give an explanation for it. So, like, a portal opens up, they stick their heads out, and they go, "Oh, they're there. Okay, we should probably sort that out." And then they go back into the portal. So does that mean the Zebos Corporation has time travel powers, maybe? Time shenanigans. We're introducing time shenanigans in column 3. That's a new record. Person has the power to be one, yes, but the power is unrelated to that. Oh, okay. Maybe during the fight, Mo gets some burst of knowledge, like what Ragdoll talk about, and uses that to defeat the troll. We could have more than one mystical event happen during this thing. You will refuse time travel shenanigans. I mean, the reason they're on the train is just because they're hoarding this. They're going around places, basically roughing up local places to nick all of their medicine, or convince them to be bought at a low price. Maybe the corporation isn't the biggest bad. Oh, usually not. Shinra wasn't the big bad in the end in Final Fantasy VII. Galbadia wasn't the big bad in 8. Same's true of 9. 4. 6. Not 5, actually. 5's pretty consistent. Oh no, I guess. Well, you're kind of tricked into thinking something else is something else, but that's whatever. What I'm trying to say is, there's usually an obvious big bad at the start that turns out not to be the ultimate big bad at the end. It doesn't have to be time shenanigans, it could just be fortune-telling shenanigans through cards or runes or whatever. How would we find that out now in a forest? There could be an unwilling avatar. Avatar, what? I'm throwing in this terminology. Don't know what these words mean. I told you this is the tile that would cause the most problems. Randomly coming up with a mystical mumbo-jumbo thing. I think the precedent we have so far, for what we've talked about, is probably something to do with the whole Granny Bonk thing. I would say. We're protecting an innocent magical tomato from the troll. Triggers her powers, which then triggers time shenanigans. And the 3 villains will know where we are on the train. He just rolled it all into one. Sorry, the main problem I think I'm having here is we've uncovered a mystical mumbo-jumbo tile, and I'm trying to make sense of it. I think there's a contradiction in there somewhere. I mean, we could set up something like the fortune-telling thing. Maybe the Yeah, maybe the fortune-telling whatever it is. I don't know, maybe Christie's villain is a fortune-teller. I don't know. But maybe there is somebody who can predict when significant magical events are happening, but they don't know what they are. They can tell when and where, and thus they send off the goons to go to a particular place to do that, or something. Let the plot holes wash over you. No, I refuse to become David Cage. So maybe there is a character who's already been doing that, and we'll find them later. And that will explain why we keep running across these villains. Because they have information as to where magical shenanigans. They don't know what it is. They don't know that it's Mo. Maybe they thought it was the train, and that's why they wanted it. I don't know. Find a fortune teller in the forest where we get some knowledge and also find out the goons also got info from here. Oh, that's interesting. That might be a way of doing it. Maybe there's a connection. Maybe there's like a coven or something of fortune tellers who are all tapping into the same energy. And this one happens to know, but there's also one that the Zebos Corporation use. Maybe a shimmer that shows them that they're being watched magically. I don't bother correcting there. It's like, I mean, I always try and get it right when I type, but let's face it, I know what you're on about. I've read through worse typos in chat. And unless it's a funny one, I don't bring it up. Like a secret organization that's just trying to keep the world in one piece, which is getting ever harder with all the blending of tech and magic. Maybe. Suddenly, new cult. We've already come up with one religious organization. I don't know, maybe it is a forest-dwelling group of people who are devoted to worshipping Granny Bonk. Or the shrimp god. That too. That's an anagram of hater, which is nice. What a wonderful website, that. Shrimp.heaven.now. You have no idea what's going on anymore. You have to throw in Shrimp God. Neither do we. So, okay. Let's sit back. And let's examine what we have. Some sort... Is it worth uncovering the next symbol to know where this is going? That might help. Shrimp God, we're not near the sea. We could be near a cave that's connected to the sea. That wasn't a bam reference. What? You're also loopy. That's fine. We're all loopy. We do that? Okay, let's see what the next symbol is. And we'll get an idea as to the kind of thing. It's not a fight, that's helpful. If it's just plot, I'm gonna be annoyed. No, it's not plot. Oh, it's a character thing. I'm scared to uncover it now in case it's death. Oh, okay, no, that fits. We can make that work. Character development. Okay, so this would make sense if maybe Mo learns something about her connection with the whole Granny Bonk situation. Just making almost bam references. I have never once listened to a bam shika said I'm jump the boogie, said the rhythm of the boogity beat. That's what you're talking about, yeah? Okay, yeah, so this feels like it makes sense. Chibi with Shrimp God. Shrimp God was the thing we were talking about during Chibi's stream on Thursday. I can't remember why we were talking about shrimp. Oh yeah, we were trying to... I think the discussion was that in this world, in a world where you can become a familiar with, like, you know, a bear. A bear could just be a familiar, or a wolf, or an owl. A lot of the things that are often used as deific depictions. The things that are more likely to become deific in this world are things that are unlikely to be the sort of thing you would make a connection to. So something like a prawn, or something. They're a little bit more exotic. I think that was the... You missed a good chib stream. Again, here are the draws from the chib stream. There was Greg's Ori, who I still haven't drawn. Scoots, the layout of a temple, which maybe we'll visit at some point. Ooh, fingers crossed. And a lovely little... This is by the sea. This is where the shrimp god lives. Who knows? Okay, yeah, so this makes some degree of sense. Maybe it's indeed like a magical flicker through which they were watching Mo, and they can also talk to Mo and give some cryptic hints about Grandma Bonk and the Magic Temple or whatever. Could do. So are they on our side, or... Maybe they're warning us. You know, maybe there are multiple things watching. Again, maybe there's this sort of connection of soothsayers, and some of them are good and some of them are bad. And one of them's like, I should probably warn this person that other people are looking in on them. You had a fraction of your creativity. How about that? That's a good. How about that? You know, if you could come up with something like that, Miss, I reckon you would. That would be a good start. Yeah. So try that. Try and come up with something like this. And then, yeah, we'll get back to it. You're tapping out of this makes sense. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It has to... also, music? No, there is still very light music. Oh, it's Autumn Forest. Okay, we can skip to the next one because this is a very quiet track. That's not. That's bagpipes. Ba-bam, 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 ba-bam. Shrimp heaven. Fair enough. Okay, so do also bear in mind that the next thing that's going to happen after this is we're going to go somewhere else. This is the last thing that happens in this location. And the whole party's coming with. This isn't just Mo wandering off. What's wrong with bagpipes? No, I just said they're not quiet. As somebody who attended a wedding of a Scotsman, in a small room with a bagpipist about 2 feet away from me, boy howdy, they're not quiet. They were never designed to be quiet, they were designed to be loud. They just sound like dying animals wailing their final song. Or with like harpoons. Maybe Mo couldn't find the part, and we have to go find somewhere who can make the new part. I mean, that makes sense. So we're sort of traveling on foot, presumably, to the next place. The next bit of civilization. Because we didn't get a MacGuffin, so... People who warn them can give them a clue as to who's watching them and send them on their way, maybe? You do enjoy a good bagpipe. Just the one. Just the one. Been in that exact position at Burn Supper. I mean, you are more likely to be in that position than me. And for which you have my sympathies. Your ears will roar. Well, so long as the haggis wasn't. Okay, are we going to go with the portal idea? The idea of that Mo is being focused on? Why are they looking for Mo? Are they explicitly looking for the inheritor of the goddess of healing's powers or something? I don't know. Why haven't they found her before? I guess she travels, I guess. We could keep it simple, right? The inheritor of Bonk. Yeah, I don't think Grandma Bonk is called Bonk to the religiousists. Maybe she's predicted to be a problem. Oh, that's interesting. Because she's at the heart of whatever the story holds in the future. People are like, this person has special powers and is at the center of the bad thing that's going to happen. We need to do something about it. Turns out she's there to solve the problem. Maybe not. Who knows? Maybe she does turn halfway through the story and becomes evil. I'm not going to complain. She's fed up with the incompetence of literally everybody else. She, Bran, and Cat Pitilist just go off and take over the world. Like the healer with the frog familiar is going to be your downfall or whatever? Maybe. I like the idea that she's like... Maybe it could be a technological thing? That like, or a technology versus mysticism thing, where there's like... The nice mystical peoples have finally gotten through, and they're like, look, there are these people, they've worked out, they've made a machine that can detect mystical magical energy. They can detect midichlorians now. But they can find you, and they know that something's going to be a problem in the future. I don't know. Something like that. Is Mo's broom her own or hand-me-down from Granny? Maybe they're using that, to find out who's going to be the next Granny. Maybe it's a case of, to whoever's watching Mo can still go good or bad. They need proper guidance, ignoring that Bonk has been taking care of Mo the entire time. Do not blaspheme with that word again, please. Fair enough. How about the WAV Chlorians? Or the MP3 Chlorians? Or hey, we can go down the periodic table, the midichlorians. Mo going evil through the prophecy does kind of describe an Anakin Skywalker situation, don't it? Yeah. I like the idea that they don't know, they just have enough information to know that something dangerous is happening and that Mo's involved. And they're like, okay, this person has power. We know they're involved in something that's going to go very badly wrong in the future. These people are trying to stop that person, but we want to be a bit more cautious because they might be the person who solves it. So we're going to warn them that these other people are going to try and stop them, if that makes sense. So group A, there are two groups, group A and B, they both have access to the same information, that something bad's going to happen. There's somebody who has peculiar power, i.e. Mo. And one of them's like, we need to take out this person because something bad's going to happen and this person with strange powers is involved. Let's take them out. And the other group's like, what if they are involved because they're going to stop it from happening? And Group A's like, we can't take that risk. But Group B sends a portal back through the world and goes, people are watching you. Be careful. You have powers beyond that which you understand. The goddess of healing is with you. And then back into the portal. And that's it. Just a little bit of information. We don't have to plan it all now. Just enough information now to get Mo thinking. Who reads that in the script and goes, yeah, that sounds good. It's going to be like a really big corporate thing, or of if we get rid of her, we can corner the market on healing supplies. Yeah, maybe there isn't a prophecy about things going bad. Maybe they're just like, we know about this person, they have a lot of power. They're like, let's take them out, or no, let's leave them. Man, that giant shroom must excrete from fumes or something, because wow. Gil, did you fart? It could be a division in Grandma Bonk's cult. They don't know that their god has been practically raising Mo, so they really think it's just a random person that can either destroy or prevent. Yeah, maybe. I like the idea that this maybe is set. We came up with this idea as a way of explaining the villains, and I'm now settling on this as being something completely separate, and is all to do with the Bonk cult, if you'll pardon the expression. We need to come up with a better name than this. Mo, Avatar of Bonk. It's more healing than bonking, but okay. Are we going with Portal? I think Portal could work. We just got to work out the particulars. Mystical Magical Mumbo Jumbo requires Portal at some point, I guess. It's Mumbo Jumbo, exactly. We can give it an explanation in the future. So presumably Mo learned something. Because up until now, Mo's just like, hey, I'm learning how to help people. It's great. And has had no inkling of being in any way significant beyond personal drive and desire to help. Which is significant. And maybe that's the moral of the story. It turns out she never had any powers after all. She was just a good person trying hard. Cult is in like church, not Christian, so cult. Just a group of people who have a belief system. I know what you mean, it's fine. Like druids. Druids. Cult has a connotation, but not all cults are bad. It's just a cult. Mushroom, mushroom. You tired? Get slep. It's almost time for slep. The strum's almost over. It's almost slep. It's almost slep o'clock. Or it can never be explained again. Like in The Untamed, the MC snaps his fingers to stop time to steal peanuts, but he only does it one time, it's never explained and it never happens again. Look, peanuts are important. Yeah, that's another one I've been seeing people talking about, and I have no idea what it is. Yep, that's how bodies work. Don't worry about it. Cheating! I'm cheating! Cheating, 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 cheating. Cheating! Sparkle. Sparkle. Right. You would explain, but you can't because you'd end up giving a synopsis of the show. No one wants that, I can assure you. I mean, I have done 5 synopses so far. I would be perfectly happy if you wish to do one of your own. Okay, so what do these people look like? I don't know. I'm gonna give them. They're mystical and magical, so I'm going to give them some nicely wrapped. So yeah, do they keep it vague? Do they say, hey, guess what? You have powers beyond your understanding, and people are looking for you because of that. Be careful. Try not to get killed. We think you're good. Bye. Oh. Automod got very specific there. Add permitted term, you dog muppet. What an insult. You dog muppet. Oh, brilliant. I don't know. Maybe they also have the symbol of the trefoil. Maybe they also have that. It's like there's a connection there. So Mo has some sort of implicit understanding that they could be trusted in some way. Automods, don't you insult my dog, Muppet. Is this Gilgamesh? Many folds. You're stealing that insult. You're stealing it from Automod, so I don't think they mind. Yeah, okay, so this is all happening in a forest. It's fine, don't worry about it. Trying to make it obvious that this is a hole in the fabric of space. These streams always make you wish you were in English-speaking country so you could use these good phrases IRL. I mean, I guess you could translate. Is calling somebody a muppet a light insult where you're from? You muppet. You complete muppet. Also broom. Okay, mystical magical person appears through portal, tells Mo that they're special in some way, that they have magic from the goddess of healing. They might not be aware of it, but other people are, and they consider Mo to be dangerous for some reason, and they might be out to stop them. So be careful about that, and then swish, the portal goes away. So Brad, how's the bridge game going? So it's fine. I think I've almost made 21. That's not bridge. Calling someone a smeghead, yes. I don't think I've ever heard anyone actually use smeghead. There was a few in there, wasn't there? There was like Gimboid and there's another one, can't remember. Smeghead was the popular one. Yeah, okay, so we don't find anything in the forest, alas, and thus we must travel to a new location while Mo is having a little bit of a think about what they meant. That this person's special. What do you mean I'm special? I haven't done anything. I mean, I can help people, but you know, I learned to help people. I didn't. So all that time you spent with the goddess, it rubbed off on you, so yeah, that's the thing, and people will want to abuse that. Good luck. I mean, do they know that about her? I think all they know is that she's magical, in some respect. I think the only person who really knows what's going on here is Grandma Bonk, and the rest of the story is basically people getting things wrong. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Dress was like this, wasn't it? What goddess? You don't know? Nope, not really. I don't remember hanging around with some goddesses. Right. Okay. We might have got the wrong person. Goodbye. No one knows anything. That sounds about right. That feels like it would fit with this. Okay, I think we can make a bit more sense of this. Hang on, I forgot to add the... I know we're ending the stream, but for the sake of completion, stick that on there. Yeah, do you know what? A mystical mumbo jumbo followed by a character development is a good combination. Because then you actually have some sort of focus as to what this mystical mumbo jumbo is about. A character, turns out. The only people who know anything are not interested in it. Yeah. Okay, well. That's that. Between finding some friends beneath the bridge, playing cards beneath the bridge, fighting a big ol' hunk of stone, and then being told that you're dangerous because you're magical, even though you don't know it. That was the adventures in the forest of Blair, the forest of Juffer, I believe we called it. We didn't. I just stole that from Chibi's spelling of JRPG. So that's that. We have a week to work this out. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna guess that the next place we're gonna go is gonna be friendly. Because again, it tends to alternate between friendly and unfriendly. Might not. It's entirely possible it's a place we've been to before. So, don't know. The Forest of Jufur, where all the creatures are called trolls. All of them. Dog? He's stuck his face in the water bowl. That's Dog. Hello, yes. Yeah. Like Granny made herself blind to it so as not to endanger Mo and not constantly want to help her out when she needs to figure stuff out for herself. Maybe. That was like a kind of Doctor Who thing. Look at the pocket watch. Feast your eyes on these practical effects. Are they practical effects? Are they? They don't look it. I mean, there's an element of lifelessness to it, so maybe. It might just be the compression of the GIF. Anywho. Sorry, am I insulting things? Probably. One thing I won't insult. Legs on that snail. So, you'd imagine more like Granny just doesn't know about it. She's not all-knowing and is more practically inclined. Anyways, prophecies are not her thing. Oh, she's magical, but she's not, you know. People revere her beyond her actual method of control. It's not clear in the GIF, but you guarantee that is a puppet. Fair enough. Yeah. Thanks for coming along. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope our trip through the forest was enjoyable. We met some good shell friends. And some not good rock friends. And a maybe good portal friend? I don't know. I call everything a friend, regardless. So a doing god, not an omnipresent god. Yeah. Not even a god, just a powerful thing that people think is a god. No one even is a god at that point. It's like Terry Pratchett says, I'm the god of hangovers. Thanks for creating this good adventure. Thank you for helping create this good adventure. We're all part of this. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doodling. I made a bot that randomly generated some symbols, and then I doodled. I made a rock man. I think that's all I did. So yeah, tomorrow we're playing a game. I have installed the one that Dark said I should play, the Mars one, so we might do that. You're doing amazing. I love you for doing this. I love you for participating. Yes, and having good times. Feel free, anyone else, to fill in what the villains are doing right now. God is anything which has received a deific powers from the faith and belief of others. Ah, it's a consequence, not a. They're very good stuffs. You do. You all do. Thank you for your input to Ashes. Yeah, I'm gonna end. Let's end with the new piece of music again, because I like it. To Ashes. Thank you for coming along. Thank you again to Adrian von Ziegler for their music playing in the background, which is always nice. Always a lovely time. Yes, and next week we'll carry on with this wherever we end up. Probably a friendly place. Who knows? Granny could be a real person and ascended to deity status after death. We'll work it out. Have a wonderful time, everyone. I'll see you around. Look after yourselves. Enjoy yourselves. Eat something nice. Preferably covered in chocolate. I don't know. It's just an idea. People tend to like chocolate, right? Anyway, yeah. Goodbye.